The chamber, I'm sure you saw from the montage that just rolled. But before then, you saw some sports news that was amazing. I particularly enjoyed Plus 275 today. I think that the panelists were just superb. I think Bright's style of anchoring was just amazing, and it was a delight. I'm sure you're going to send your comments and views and suggestions shortly. Anyway, so, you know, earlier we said in the program that we're going to look at warranties. So, yes, I mean, normally when you purchase a product, the manufacturer stands behind the product. He gives you some assurance of the long-term quality of the product, and this is what we call the manufacturer's warranty. And so we're discussing that. How do you enforce a warranty? Over what period, for instance, does a warranty span? I must also mention that we're only going to cover the bases, get the foundation of this, and the next week we'll do a part two, we'll do a continuation. So my guest is the lovely lawyer Clara Bieri Kasati. You're welcome. I tell you, I'm sure you have reasons for marrying your husband, but I would have married him just for the name. I think you have the loveliest name ever. And you're welcome. I'm delighted about what we're discussing today, warranties. You see, because if you've lived in certain parts of the world where consumers know the laws that protect them, where they understand their rights as consumers, and you come here, you realize that it's a far cry. You know, the situation is absolutely different here. And if you seem to talk a lot about it, then you come across as too knowing, you know. So I'm so glad we're discussing this. What do you think about consumer protection rights? Do we even know much about it here in Ghana?
I think there's a general knowledge of consumer protection rights. People generally have an idea as to what they should be entitled to when they purchase goods and services. Whether or not it is very widespread is another issue, and even whether or not it is enforced is another issue.
Absolutely, because it's one thing knowing what you're entitled to.
Yes.
It's another thing taking steps to make sure that you get what's due you.
That is correct.
As a consumer who has purchased a product. I also noticed that people use these terms interchangeably, warranty and guarantee.
Yes.
Technically, are they disparate in meaning, or do they mean one and the same thing?
They don't mean one and the same thing. There are differences in the meaning.
Okay.
A guarantee virtually means that if in the event of, okay, let me just start with a general idea as to what they represent.
Yes.
Now, whether guarantee or warranty, the purpose of all of those ones is to protect the consumer against inferior goods. So it is to make the seller or the manufacturer pay for inferior goods. Now, what guarantee does is that if you are using a guarantee, the manufacturer has to replace the product. That is where the difference comes in.
That's an automatic replacement.
It is a replacement. But when we are talking about a warranty, it is not necessarily a replacement.
Right.
It could be repairs, maintenance or damages, or compensation.
But are warranties required by law? Is it a legal requisite for a manufacturer to attach a warranty to his product?
Yes and no, because there are different types of warranties. Now, where there's no requirement that there must be an express warranty.
Okay.
What I mean by an express warranty is either orally or written. Clearly, the manufacturer says that the product is A, B, C, D, and when you get it, you can get A, B, C, D from it. But the law implies certain warranties. Whether or not the manufacturer gives an express warranty, it doesn't matter with respect to the law. There are statutory laws that govern. We have the Sale of Goods Act. And in the Sale of Goods Act, the law provides what I would call automatic warranties, irrespective of whether that's the implied warranty. That one, no matter what the manufacturer thinks, the customer is entitled to those warranties. For example, title. It doesn't matter what you say to the customer. The law presumes that if you sell any goods to the customer, you are representing to the customer that you have title to sell the goods. So in the event that you don't have title and somebody else accuses the customer of probably wanting to take the goods from the customer because the seller didn't have title, the customer can go to court and get damages for breach of warranty, and that is an implied warranty.
I asked that earlier question because in the US, in the UK, in very developed countries, you find that consumers are protected, like you said, to an extent by state law.
Yes.
In this case, implied warranty, so that if I purchase a product, it must be fit for purpose.
Exactly.
But also within a reasonable period.
Exactly.
So when it comes to implied warranty, who determines that reasonable period?
I'm smiling because usually it's the court that determines the reasonable time.
Okay.
The court generally doesn't agree that it determines it, because the court says that it uses the concept of the reasonable man.
Okay.
So in the event of a dispute that the court has to determine, the court will look at reasonable time in the light of in the eye of a reasonable person, which is, what is a reasonable person acting accordingly? What period of time would it have taken them to notice the defect and to report or demand payment?
This is when we make nonsense of that sign people put in their shops, their stores, goods sold are not returnable, isn't it?
It is. It is.
So it's well, I told you we have to do a part 2 of this, because this is all time will allow for. I am already gingered up because I am particular about, you know, getting what's due me.
Yes.
You know, I don't like to be cheated. I don't cheat people. I don't like to be cheated. We continue next week.
Okay.
Lawyer Clara Bieri-Kasati of Casa Law Firm, and you're watching New Day. So join us again same time next week for the continuation of our discussion on warranties. You're watching New Day. We'll be back shortly. Do stay.